Crazy. Thanks, Rach. So yes, it is 2022, guys. Like, can y'all believe it? Like, it's already the new year. So crazy. I feel like we were just coming out of conference and decreeing and declaring that we were going to walk by faith and not by sight. And here we are in the new year. So it's super exciting. So with that being said, it's a new year, a clean slate. And so I want to talk about us moving forward and focusing forward and what it is that you're going to or you're committing to do differently to make 2022 the year, your year, like, and get what you actually came here for. So yeah, I want to start there. Like, what are you going to do differently to actually see what you want to see in this year?
Hey guys, morning. What's up? What's up? So I'll say off the top of my head, there's multiple things that I've committed to, but one thing that kind of will envelope that will be to be uncomfortable, being willing to be uncomfortable and being okay with that. So many things I feel like I was downloaded towards the end of the year, and then just reviewing over last year, and then how I am going into this year and what I'm expecting, and if I'm clear in what I expect and what I see and what I know that God's going to do, like, I'm already going to be uncomfortable because I've never been there, because I'm trying to get there. So being willing to be okay with being uncomfortable, because it's like it's going to be a process to get there, but like it's going to be fun, and I'm excited. So just overall, just being willing to be uncomfortable and do what I need to do, and have fun and enjoy this process that He has been bringing me through.
I'll jump in. Hello, good morning, happy new year, everybody. So my word for this year is discipline. And so for me, that just ties into so many things, because out of so many things that I reflected on, it all tied back to discipline and the lack thereof. So this year, as far as discipline goes, with my workouts, like getting up early, whether I feel like it or not. Like this morning, I got up at 4:30. I got dressed and I went to the gym. I just got it done because that's something that I desire. I desire to be healthy. I desire to lose weight. So it's like, just get it done. With my eating, I meal prepped yesterday on my house day. Um, just confidence in God, like literally doing more, studying more with the word of God. Like when I was at home, I grabbed a bunch of my grandmother's study guides, because she was over Christian education. So I have access to all these resources. So I'm like, get this while you're here, so that I can study the word more, and to have more word hidden in my heart, so that I can combat the lies of the enemy, because I already know they're coming. They come every day, all the time. So it's like, be prepared, be proactive. So that's something I'm doing. And then also, I told myself that I'm going to talk less this year, and not in a sense of talking about, my business or whatever, but talking about what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk less and do more. That's something that I personally have charged myself to do. Just do more of what I expect myself to do, instead of saying, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. No, just do it, get it done, and show it through your action. So that's just a little bit about what I'm doing this year.
That was so good. Hey y'all, happy new year. Happy 2022. I can't believe we're in a new year. I can't believe we're still fighting a global pandemic. Like, what is happening right now? But it's funny. Um 2021 was a good year for us, but I didn't leave 2021 satisfied. Even though it wasn't a bad year, I wasn't satisfied. And Rachel had charged us with, okay, finding your word and praying and coming up with your word and your scripture like for the year. And my word is focus. And I feel like that's one of the things that I lacked in 2021 is the focus, and with focus comes discipline, right? Like when you are focused on what your goals are, naturally you have to have the discipline in order to be able to achieve them. So really just being being focused on the promises that um that God reveals to me, being focused in and on his word and listening, um and not listening for what I want to hear, because a lot of times we get caught up in what we want to hear and what we want the message to be, and it doesn't always come packaged in the way that we want it to be. So being disciplined enough to know that, kind of when you get that tap, that yeah, you need to respond to that, even though that's not what you thought, and that's not what you came in this space for, but this is what you need right now. And just trusting um in that, like trusting in that process, and um living, right? Like living more and showing more of that. It's funny, I'm sitting here looking at Patricia's little background screensaver, and I'm like, oh, I really wish that was that was my meeting space right now, in the background, sitting near the ocean. But really just taking those moments and living out loud and showing what this business can do. You know, one of my biggest goals is walking away from my full-time job this year, but being able to do it responsibly and comfortably, right? Like, because I can just be like, okay, I quit, but then how we gonna live? Like, so I had to be able to put us in a position to be able, like, we have to be in a position to live to be able to do that. So I'm excited for 2022, and just showing up and being focused and being disciplined and all of the.
That's so good. So for me, um, I have been doing a lot of self-reflecting and spending a lot of time with God. And one of the things that I realized was that I lack immediate obedience and obedience overall at some points. And sometimes it's like I feel the tap and I ignore it because, and most of the time when I'm disobedient, it's rooted in something based on fear. So it's not factual. It's not it's literally I went over every point that I could remember, like that I was truly disobedient, and consciously disobedient, and it was all based on fear. And so my thing is, if there's something that I don't want to do and the premise is rooted in fear, or it has anything to do with fear, I'm doing it. Because had I really explored and really went beyond the surface level as to why I was being disobedient in the moment, I would have realized that it was fear, and God didn't give me a spirit of fear or timidity. And so, with that being said, I would have immediately recognized what it was and stepped and walked forward. And so, my word for this year is obedience, and following every tap that I get, every single tap that I get, leaning into it, regardless if, like Stephanie said, is what I want to hear or what I want to see or what I want to do. I'm doing it. And so, because I've allowed fear to hold me back from a lot of opportunities, and I've missed a lot of things, just really walking into and fear. And so I'm casting that down. I'm doing away with that, and I'm walking forward and walking boldly in what God is calling me to do. And I am going to speak from victory and not speak for victory. And so, with coming from a place of knowing that it's already done, and not speaking as if, oh, he's going to do it. No, it's already done. So I'm walking in victory and speaking from victory and not for it, claiming it. No, it's already done. Like, the battle is already won. So yeah, that's the changes that I'm making, and then practically just really showing up as a business owner. And when I say that, like really operating in the behind the scenes and in E-suite, and really taking that to the next level when it comes to truly looking at trends and measuring, looking at, focusing on volume at certain points of the month, and really focusing and really honing in on really operating as a true business owner, and not, teetering between hobby and business. So those are the changes that I'm making this year. And so I'm really excited about what's coming. And something that I keep hearing is that God is going to do more with the remnant. So a lot of times so I know me, last year, I came out the gates with a really huge squad. And towards the end, it dwindled down to only a few of us continuously showing up. And what God told me is he's going to be able to do more with the few than what he was able to do with the crowd. And so I am excited about where me and my few is about to walk into, and how he is about to just open the floodgates and really just take us to where he told us we were going. So I'm super excited. Super excited. Yes, less is more. Okay, less is more. So I'm excited about that. And like Stephanie said, living, that's something that we was talking about Saturday, is what does living like truly mean to you? Like, what does it mean to truly live? And so just walking in who I am, being comfortable, being bold, loving on Brittany, figuring out what Brittany loves and desires and truly wants, allowing myself to be freed from feeling like I have to be Captain Save 'em to my community, like literally just living without limits. So I want to ask you guys, like, what is, when you think of living, like, what do you see? Like, what comes to mind? Like, what does that mean to you?
To me, living means to not be, I've lived in fear a lot. So it means to be confident and to be fearless, because there's too many people depending on my destiny. So I have to stay focused, and I have to remember that there's a reason why I'm doing this. And the more I'm reminded, you got this, you're able to carry this, that empowers me, it helps me stay confident, keeps me focused, and I have not looked back since then. And it's been a major game changer in my life, walking without fear and confident that I can do this. So I'm not self-doubting myself anymore, or sabotaging myself anymore. That's what, to me, that's what living is, not to sabotage yourself, and to walk fearlessly and confident, period. And that's easier said than done. So I can honestly say I'm at that point.
So one of the things that I had decided to incorporate in my year is self-care Sunday. Cause I feel, especially as a mom, as a wife, as a full-time employee, as a business owner, a lot of times I sacrifice myself, right? Like for the sake of everything else. And I don't take the time. Sometimes that self-care can be, you know what? I'm not cooking dinner. Like that TikTok that say, attention all people in this household. I'm not cooking dinner. You on your own tonight. Or, taking a bath, like actually like sitting in the tub, taking a bubble bath, using the facials that I buy, like, and if it's not going to get a pedicure, giving myself a pedicure and giving myself a manicure, doing something for me, where it's not, I don't feel like I'm being selfish, right? Like, and that, I've been a mom since I was 18 years old. So it always feels like when I'm taking the time for myself, I'm being selfish, because it's time that I can give to my family. So that, for me, that is a part of that's a part of living, because it's those sacrifices that we make. It's having the understanding. And listen, if y'all haven't seen the new calendar, it is less is more, is for real. But it's showing you that if you really focus, like it's truly what we talk to people about, right? Like if you can dedicate 1 to 2 hours a day in your business, but dedicate 1 to 2 hours. You don't have to work your business all day. You don't need to be on your phone all day, where you start a business to be free, but then you become a slave to your social media and your phone to try to build your business. That's not living, right? Like it's really working within those parameters and using your calendar. And it's funny because my husband is not a calendar person. Like he is not a planner calendar person, and I bought him one this year. And so he took it yesterday when he went to go meditate, and he was like, I love my planner. I was like, don't you? Ain't it is great. He was like, you use this thing every day? Yes. Like every day I write it all down. Everything. I write phone calls. Like, okay, I need to call my cousin. Like I put it in the planner. And so, but really utilizing it and living by it, to where I don't feel like, okay, I gotta be stuck with this phone. Because then that's what your kids will say is, "Mom, you be on your phone all day. Like you're always working." And so really just, like enjoying it. It looks like the world might be about to close again, but enjoying, like the time, enjoying my time, and setting that time aside for even family. Something as simple as having a game night. My daughter and I have movie night. But I think a part of it is I don't display a lot of that stuff, but sharing and being more loud and more vocal about those things, where people see, like, okay, you can truly be a business owner, work full time, be a mom, be a wife, be a fur mom, be a grandma, be all this stuff, and still enjoy life. And displaying that more, because I don't feel like I do enough of that.
Hey y'all, good morning. Oh, go ahead, Brittany. Okay. So to answer your immediate question, which was what does it mean to live? For me, it means not having to check my account balance 17,000 times a day, to make sure I don't have to move money to cover something that came out that I forgot about. And it also means um, really just focusing on the goal and the daily bite-sized measure. So one of the things that I hate is that experiencing death always made me decide to live that much more intentionally. And that first happened to me close to home in 2005. And so since then, it's been a very intentional, like, be where I am in the moment. But so that hasn't really been a thing for me. But so I'm very much intentional about living just since that point in my life. And then every time it hits, it gets more real for me to live intentionally. But now it's like living includes being less type A, right? Less in need of all the information before I make a move, less in need of um, having, 5 plans in case the initial plan doesn't, come through the way I intended it for. It really just means relinquishing control or perceived control, because like for real, I have control. But listen, so in the past 2 years, I think it was, I heard Mark first say it, to grab a word for the first of the year. And that, like, I thought about it in late December. To answer your first question, Brent, I thought about it late December, and I did not ask the Lord for the word. I just thought, like, oh, I wonder what, my word is going to be for next year. And I intentionally said it yesterday. I was like, Lord, by the end of the day today, I am trusting that you will give me my word for the year, because I had a birthday yesterday. Thank you, Robin, for the birthday shout. But so it's like a new year and a new year, right? So it's like 2 new years for me. And it was like, oh, thanks, y'all. So it was like, okay, Lord, like I really need January 1st is like a celebration of like the calendar turning over. But then it's like it gets real for me on the second because I just do a big introspection, reflection, and all of that. I call it hovering and just like looking at my life from a bird's eye view. And so I trusted God that on my Sabbath, on my birthday, the first Sabbath of the year, I was just like, I'm certainly walking out of this day with my word, and my word is trust. And so it's interesting because it's really just a continuation of me developing this deeper relationship with the Lord. Because as a PK, I just like all my life, I've known scriptures and all that stuff, and new church and religion and Christian culture and all that good stuff. But I never realized how little I knew about my Savior and who he means to me, or what he means to me, and who he is to me until 2010, which really wasn't all that long ago. So it's just become a more in-depth walk with him. And like I was saying in morning meetup a couple of weeks ago, Monday meetup, Rachel had really challenged my trust with the Lord. And I was like, okay, so from then, I think that might have been like September of last year. So from then, it really has been like a deeper dive into like, what's the trust issue? Is it because he's disappointed me? Is it because, I had an expectation that maybe might have been unrealistic? And so now it's just like, okay, Lord, this last quarter of 2021, he's really used my apostle to like speak into my life about so many things. And every time those things come, it's like the Lord is strengthening our relationship because he's saying like, see, I told you. Like, see, I told you. I'm reminding you of this prophecy. And it just has really impacted my ability to trust and my faith. And watching Darius Daniels and his Faith University, one of the things he said, if you're watching this at the end of the year right now, and faith is like where God is building you, he is preparing you for something like in the beginning of the year, and you need to be ready. And I was just like, yes, right? Like, I don't know what this is, and I've been feeling it. And I'm like, okay, Lord. So I'm just continuing to trust him, like with everything, like even more now. And I'm not so concerned about figuring it out anymore. He speaks something to me through somebody, and then somehow it's confirmed through somewhere else. And then I'm just like even more settled in my relationship and trusting him. So that's what my 2022 is, just continuing to trust, but like going deeper with it. Not just like, oh, I know that'll provide because he said, you never see the righteous forsaken and their seed begging bread, right? Like I get that that's like a entry level trust, right? An entry level promise covenant. And it's like, okay, now we're going deeper, now we're going deeper. So I'm excited. Proverbs 16:3 is me for my trust for this year. So
That's so good. I want to hear from somebody I haven't heard from today. Where y'all at?
All right, good morning. So, my word for the year is organization. And I say that because I've noticed that I get in the rhythm of doing things and then I miss out on the follow ups because I'm worried about doing the new people and getting them, getting authentic conversations. And I get caught up in, the little things. And then, um, the follow up isn't there. And then I miss something. And, they said, okay, I'll order on Thursday. And Thursday comes and I have it written down, but then I get caught up in something else. So getting organized and making the conscious effort to do the things and doing all of the things, not just one thing and getting caught up into that one thing, because that's what I'm doing for the moment. But getting more organized and making sure that I'm taking time to send out the messages, follow up with the messages, sending out new messages. Hey, how are you? Thank you for adding me, and all of those kind of things. So organization is definitely something that I'm actively working on, because I know that is definitely hurting me in this business. So that's where I'm at.
Lakeisha, what's your why? Like, what's your vision for your business?
Well, my vision for my business was to replace my job. Well, in October, I quit my job because it was just not working. And now it's to pay my rent. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's big, because my husband, he's been keeping us afloat. He's a plumber. He, makes nice money, but I want to contribute to my family, and not just as the mom, the cooker, the cleaner. I want to add to our family, and to be not necessarily comfortable, but to be able to do the things that, we desire to do. I find myself in a place where I have to tell my kids, like, no, we can't do that because we don't have enough. I want to have enough. You know what I mean? To say, hey, if my kids want to go to the museum, it's not a no because we don't have it. It's okay. Have you done your chores? Has your homework got done? You don't have that be the conversation versus I don't have enough. So right now I'm just focused on rent. Taking care of rent is my why.
Okay, first thing, switch that I want to I'm going to. So now I want
Okay.
to provide for my family. I want to help financially. I'm going to. So that's the first thing.
Absolutely.
Speak as if you're going to. Now I want to, I'm going to. But then the second thing is keeping that at the forefront, because if you're focused on that, then that will allow you to remember to follow up. Because how do you make money in this business? You enroll customers, you enroll distributors. So I'm not missing an
Absolutely.
appointment because I got to pay my rent. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So holding that at the forefront to allow you to respect your business as if you would respect that job that you quit. Like,
Hmm.
is rent what made you roll up out of bed and go to that job every single day?
Absolutely.
That needs to be the thing that makes you roll out of the bed and do what you need to do for your business. And so
Okay. Thank
that's
you.
what you have to keep at the forefront, because if you keep that at the forefront, missing appointments won't even be a thing. Missing follow-ups won't even be a thing, because you know that you have to do that because rent is going to be due. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. Thanks for sharing.
Hey y'all, good morning squad. That was so good. So happy new year. My word for 2022 is restoration. And this actually has been developing for a few months for me. And it was definitely one of those things where I was like, okay, God, what does that mean? Like, literally as soon as I heard it, go to the dictionary, go to the Bible. Like, what exactly are you trying to say to me? And then the scripture reference that he gave me in the Old Testament, I was like, oh, okay, you're trying to make me work for this for real. Like, I got to study and understand what you're saying to me. But I was reminded actually this morning about study to show thyself approved. And for 2022, I am committed to walking wholly in everything that he's given me to do. It's easy to get excited about the vision. It's easy to get excited about the initial, but can you finish with the same level of excitement that you started with? And to whatever finish means. And so for me, it is just that fire, having that flame burning constantly. What does it take to have that fire burning constantly? Is to have the vision, to know the vision, to see the vision over and over again. Not letting it out my sight, because that's what happens. We let our why out of our sight. We let the promises out of our sight. We let who we know we shall be in the future out of our sight. And when we keep those things in our sight, then the flame is fueled constantly. And so for me, it is just being confident and bold. I know Brittany used those words, and I pray about that a lot. I have to be confident and bold in the execution of the things that he's given me to do, not trying to figure out what the step is after I take the step that he gave me to take. I just got to do it. If he gave it to me, it's already done. It's already done. Not it has to be figured out. It's already done. I just have to walk in it. I just have to take each step in obedience, not have delayed obedience. Delayed obedience is like my middle name. Like, okay, God, 3 days later, but it can't be that. And also, I finally finished 24/6 yesterday, and it was September, October when I went on vacation. I was reading Fervent. That started it, and then reading 24/6 just caused me to reassess my view of my Sabbath, right? And so I was calling it my day off. I had not fully connected with the execution of Sabbath, and just taking that. I'm looking forward to. I'm so excited about the levels of excellency that my Sabbath is gonna become. Right, just resting well, not just resting, not just taking time off, but resting well. So that's what 2022 is going to be about for me. 24/6 is really good. I'm going to make a post about it, but the biblical anchor, but in just practical read and execution. Loved it.
Gotta jump in. I just been listening, okay? Sometimes God just calls me to just listen. I loved everything that you guys have said. Looking real raggedy in over here. It's okay. Happy Monday. So I love that you guys actually communicate, because at one point people wouldn't even talk or say anything. And so I love that you guys are communicating and talking. But I think one thing is to say, kind of goes back to what Robin was saying. Like, are you talking too much, or do you talk to make yourself feel good? A lot of times we'll talk and be like, all right, so this is what I'm gonna do, and it sounds real good in your head. But when it comes to execution, kind of like, and I don't want to pick on you or anything, Lakeisha, but it's kind of like how you were saying, it's almost like Brittany was talking you through the process. But when you need something, sometimes you're talking about it to like put it out in the atmosphere, like this is what I'm about to do. But other times it's like, all right, this is what would be nice to be doing. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you need to pay your rent and this is the only way that you're paying your rent, then what you gonna do? It's the same thing as the tips from the top call. It was like, well, Rachel, how do you da 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 da? It's okay. There's no other option for me. And I think what happened for me is when I was working my full-time job, there was no other option for me. I had even though I was still working at my job was null and void to me. I was prepared to lose my job that day. I was, like, mentally speaking, I was there. If they fire me today, I'm okay. Like, if I am all right. I know that what this business is going to do and what it is doing. And so that was my build up to diamond. That was my build up to double. That was my showing up every single day. I was already there. And so a lot of y'all, it's nice. And so this is another year of it would be nice. And you can't be there. You cannot, and that's for whatever. You don't have to want to quit your job. It's whatever it is for you. And I don't know, maybe Robin can attest to this. When I tried on my wedding dress and I wanted it, it would be nice to get this dress. That was not my energy. My energy was, I'm getting this dress, period. My check would cover it, but my check goes to tuition and things like that. But it was like, oh, okay, how many people? 10 times 2, 1,000. My fast starts are gonna cover this dress. Like, I didn't even second guess. The only thing I second guessed was, okay, let me just discuss this with my fiance because I'm trying to move towards this whole marriage thing. But besides that, like, it was mine. And so are you already there? Whatever you're looking at for this new year, are you already there? When I saw the possibilities of this business, I remember walking away from conference in 2014. I told Brian, like, it's over. Like, there is so much more to life. And some of y'all sitting here like, there is so much more to life. And even some of y'all who've taken the step to actually be full-time. But when do you walk in it? Like, you have to walk in the full-timeness. And what that means is it's a whole level of responsibility. So like Robin said, it really doesn't matter if you don't feel like it. It really doesn't matter. Like, you know, sometimes we're like, oh, it's okay. And I'm gonna always tell you his grace is sufficient, because it ain't my life, it's yours. And so his grace is sufficient. Do I know how much grace you have? I don't. Nobody knows how much grace they have. But you have to have a personal conviction. I'm not gonna beat nobody up. I've did that for a lot of years. I'm not doing it no more. I'm not beating anybody up. I am literally going to walk you to what you desire, because what happens is when I walk you to something that I know that you desire, but you're not ready for, you will resent me and I become the problem. Oh, been there, done that. Don't tell me no, I won't. Yes, you will. I've done it. See, I've done it multiple times and they resent it. People, you'll get the $10,000 check and then you'll be like, I'm just not even happy. I'm not lying. I'm not. I'm really not. We were on service and they was like, you really think that it's the money, but it's not. You will get the money and still not be satisfied. I'm telling you, you will. Because your life will be a piece of boo-boo, but you're going to have money in the bank. You're not going to be happy. And so it's a process to this. It's why we take you through the process. Because I want you to get to the money and not need the money. It's crazy. I was listening to Eric Thomas this morning. And he was just like, it's not even the money. It's about what you're doing. If you do what you're supposed to be doing, then you'll have the money. You will have it. The money will come. It will. I promise you it'll come. You help the person do their 401, guess what you get? $350. It's not about, oh my God, I need a $350. It's, hello, Brian? Did I hear that? Ding, 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 hello. I'm sorry, he was on the phone. But at the end of the day, like, you do what you're supposed to be doing. So it's a matter of, okay, well, I'm gonna help my friend. This is why you want to keep a rank in front of you. And this is why you build a rank. They say chase the bank and not the rank. I'm gonna oblige you that if you chase you shouldn't be chasing nothing. But if you push towards the rank, the bank will come. Because the rank is when people's lives change. Now, if you're going to have the concept of chasing the bank and not the rank, you have to always have the people in mind, not necessarily chasing after the money, but chasing after how you change people's lives. So that's the way I build my check. How can I change people's lives? It's not, I might say, you know, God, I would love a $10,000 increase this month. You know, me and God have a little conversation about it. But at the end of the day, it's like, all right, so take that 10,000 increase and set it over here to the side. And this is how you get the $10,000 increase. It's this person's diamond. It's this person's diamond. It's 5 4-in-1s, but it's not 5 4-in-1s so you can have this massive money. It's because your 4-in-1, she needs to pay daycare. Your 4-in-1 right here, she needs to pay her light bill. Your 4-in-1, you have to actually connect it to real people. This business is about helping people change their life. And so even when I walked out and I wanted that dress, I was like, all right, cool. This person just launched. She finna get this shopping spree here, shopping spree here, shopping spree here, shopping spree here. Oh, that's a cabin, a fast start, a cabin, a fast start. It's connected to them, but it's ultimately changing my life. Her diamond changes my life, but it changes her life. And so I'm going to focus on it. That's what changed my business, y'all. When I was a Ruby, the reason my business changed is because I linked on to a person who was not enrolling. Okay. She was not enrolling, y'all. I mean, she would enroll a little something here and there, but she was just showing up. She wasn't like popping, but I was like, she committed, she's showing up. All right, let's do it. Robin was underneath her. I'm bumping up Robin. Hey, Robin, you know what I'm saying? Like, help. It didn't matter. Because ultimately me changing other people's life in a selfless way. God got me and he did. He's returned everything 100-fold. And then he tells me there's even more than that. So I think what happened was, and it's kind of what Stephanie was saying, 2021, there was just, I don't even know. 2021 was weird. I don't even want to evaluate it anymore. It's just over, whatever. But it was weird. I ain't gonna lie. It was super weird. Like it really was, especially coming off the high of 2020 when there shouldn't have been a high of 2020. Right? Everybody up here like 2020 was miserable. I don't want a 2022. Yes, I do. Okay. Because 2020 was good. Like it was not a bad year for us. It was amazing, especially over here in the Wickham house. We shut down. We got family day every day. We like quality time over here. Like it was good. But at the end of the day, people weren't feeling the same way. But 2021 was weird. So what I'm saying is, like, we have to get out of the mundane, get out of the normalcy, the everyday, feeling like you need to be attached. It was almost like a desperation season. Like, God, I desperately need a new loyal customer. And so I'm going to sit here and not be effective to get this loyal customer. Because if you're feeling ineffective and it's like, okay, I understand what it is that I need to do, but it's not working out for me, then you're probably not in a great mental space. You're probably not living, which is something that we're going to talk about in team meeting tomorrow. Like you're probably not in that great space head wise. And so, yeah, I don't want your products. You don't take them. You take coffee just to show it on the gram. Coffee ain't a part of your real life. Like you only make your coffee, or you know what I'm saying, you take it and you don't share it. One or the other. And so this is individually speaking. So if you can get yourself in the right space, mentally, physically, emotionally, and decide that you actually want your business to work, and you're going to work it, everything will be different. It's the effectiveness. It's saying, okay, I'm tired, but I'm getting up at 4:30 a.m. and I'm going to have my time and I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to do it. And it doesn't matter if anybody is there to watch me or not. I'm not doing it for the gram. And even if I don't post it, I'm still doing it. Because I'm going to remain consistent or being actually committed to what it is that I'm doing. Even if she's not showing up, I'm going to help her close this 4-in-1. I'm an executor. So even if she's not an executor, she joined one. And so she's going to, for the first time in her life, execute. Hey, Simone. She's going to execute. Because that's ultimately what it is. They watching you, you saying, you giving all these promises about how you going to help them do this, that, and that. And you just looking for somebody to help and you ain't helping nobody. Because I didn't know it was a stipulation of if I help myself, because I really don't know how to help myself, but you gonna teach me, right? Yeah, I got you. It reminds me of, I don't even know if it was Pastor Todd or was it Pastor Tubman, where it was like yesterday, not Todd, excuse me, Pastor Hannah, where it was talking about like, you come in and it was Tubman, you want people to already be where you desire them to be. Like you're not okay with the person who comes in and doesn't know anything. It literally has to learn, but you want to go fast. Do you understand? Like you want to go fast. It's like, okay, well, I'm ready. This person is showing up. She's eager. I know she can be a Ruby, but she's not going as quickly as you are. So what do you have to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to help that person out? Or are you going to be like, oh, she ain't ready. She ain't ready. So I ain't gonna hit the goal, or I'm just gonna go find somebody else. So right now, I think it's ultimately make a decision. Keisha, you wanna pay your rent? How you gonna pay it? You paying it fast starts? You paying it through commission? Like how you doing it? How you doing it? Because for me, when I first started out, I was like, it's rhetorical, but at the end of the day, when I first started, it was like, okay, my sample cash. I'm paying tuition by sample cash. Eventually, I want to move towards residual, but I know sample cash will give me the money right now because I need to pay it on the first. It wasn't, no, I'm building up to pay my rent. No. Y'all, 2 people on Jay's team got $20,000 in Christmas cash. $20,000, 2 of them. And they were not ranked. Like they're not diamond and above. So instead of focusing on all this stuff, it's straight up, what will make me money? Who can I help so I can get this income in? You could do 4 and 1, 4 and 1, 500. 4 and 1, 4 and 1, 500. All right, we finished. Let's call your mom. How many of y'all do that? Hey, let's call your mama and see if she'll order a fat fighter. Let's call your auntie. Which one of your aunties damn? Which one of your aunties drink coffee? We ain't finna send her no message. Let's call her. How hungry are you? And instead of worrying about all the different things, focus in on one thing at a time. So if you're doing host to post, do host to post. For the entire day, focus your energy on host to post. If you're making phone calls, make phone calls. If you really want to win, unless you are at a job where you literally cannot talk to nobody, or I mean, ultimately you can call them when you get off work. You could literally schedule like a 30-minute window and sit in your car for 30 minutes and take all your phone calls and sign the loyal customers and distributors. How can you be more effective? That's really it. Knowing what to do, that's one thing, but being more effective, that's another thing. So for me personally, I just have to do things around my kids, or I just run in a different room. I literally will let them go. Even the 2 toddlers, they will be in the living room by themselves while I go in the other room to go sign a loyal customer. Like, excuses are invalid. They don't matter. It's the hunger. And you have to release the hunger from the need. Your hunger should not just come from your need. You should be hungry just to be hungry. You know, 50 Cent at the end of his book, he was like, why are people so caught up in the fact of their pride where they won't even drive Uber? Bruh, you got to drive Uber in the midst of going towards your goals. That doesn't negate your goals anymore. Don't let anybody send you off to make you think that you don't have to, like, that is something wrong with driving Uber in the midst of building your goals. If you got to do that to pay off some debt, then do what you got to do. But then you get yourself together and then you go forward. You're better, you're stronger, you know more because of the journey that you went through. And there's so much pridefulness. Like, it's so much like, oh, I don't need money. Yes, you do. Everybody needs money. First of all, anybody on you who got debt, stop lying to yourself. You got debt, you need money. I was thinking about this today. Like, I got to pay this photographer. And I'm like, that ain't in the budget. It is in the budget. I mean, it's not in the budget, but I mean, I got the money. No, you don't have the money. Like, and ultimately speaking, I don't have no money for nothing. Thinking about it, if I have debt, I don't have no money for nothing. I owe somebody every single day. Okay, can we just be real? I owe somebody. I really don't have no money. All my money should be going towards all my debt. If we could just be real. You got student loans, you ain't got no money, boo. Like, you're making a choice to spend your money because it really belongs to somebody else. And so where's the reality of the situation? And so if I could just tell y'all, you need that type of fervor. You need it. You got to take it up the next level. Because this type of energy, it don't matter if you had 2 hours of sleep. I bet you'll move different. When you have this type of drive and push inside of you. If you know why you up and why you moving and shaking. If you know it, it won't be no dryness. It won't be no woe is me. Like, it won't be none of that. It'd be like, okay, let's get it. Like, I'm excited about what I get to do today. I'm excited about, man, I'm thinking about Christmas. I could build a fund now. Let me go put $5 in that thing. You'll be excited about it. And so I'm just saying, like, it gets to the point now where the words, I mean, I got a word too. Like, I got a word. I'm here for the manifestation of my word. I'm here for planning and doing all the things and being better. But ultimately speaking, I know it all comes with action and the action of what I desire to do. And as I start to move forward towards it, God never fails me. I'm even sitting here over here this morning. I was telling Breon, like, I done got some clients from some places that I wasn't even fully prepared for what it is that God say that he want to give me. And I'm sitting here like, let me get my whole life together. Like, I need to really get myself together. And so get yourself together. Get yourself together. Get yourself together. Get yourself together. I hope that was helpful. I know it was like a little blue, 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 blue. And I want you guys to still talk, but talk with the expectation of I'm going to move forward and actually do something. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all here. I'm sorry, I gotta finish. Here's the thing. I am everybody on here besides Ms. Jocelyn, you're in my e-suite, okay? And I'm not checking for nobody. So please, in the name of Jesus, Holy Ghost, go before me. I'm for real because I'm not checking for nobody. But you all are in my e-suite, okay? And week after week, I see y'all show up. I see you show up, and then I see no enrollments all week long, okay? And I'm talking about, you be like, okay, well, I try to do something. We don't try. We do, right? We do. So all the messages that yes, you want me to be quiet? All the messages that you're sending all week long, all of the meetings all the meetings, you want to mute her? All right. All the meetings that you're attending all week long, all of these different things that you're coming to, where is your fruit? Like not even one loyal, not even one. You get on here week after week and you saying, all right, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. This gonna work out for me. I got these goals, and then you get off of here, and what happens? Does it all leak out the bottom? Does it leak? What happens? And so all the things that you're doing for your business, I mean, remain consistent, but is it getting you to where it is that you desire to go? And if it's not, then maybe you focus on the wrong thing, or you might not be fully committed to it. And I can't tell you because I don't know. But that's something that you can evaluate yourself. You may have bomb posts, but you don't ask nobody for nothing. And you think that posting is asking. It's not. It takes a long time to just post and have people come to you. And even when I post and people come to me, I still have to close them. I don't just send them normally. I don't just send them a link and they check out. That's like every blue moon. I have to still close it. So the work has to be done. And so if you think you're here and you're not going to work, you're going to work. Is it easy? Absolutely. It's simple. Easy is perspective. So I'm not going to say that it's easy because it is perspective. But it's the simplicity of doing the things that you know is supposed to happen and then consistently doing them. So yeah, I can put up a post of a product and get 100 comments, but how many have I closed? How many follow-ups have I sent? Did I call some of them in Messenger? It ain't just put up a post and I got 5 customers. I have to work. This is work. It's a business, and business owners work 10 times more than employees. That's why they get paid 10 times more. I get a 5-figure check. I'm not doing employee work. And so when you want to be able to pay your rent by your side hustle, you're gonna have to work different. This ain't go in, clock in, sit there, clock out. It's different. And I'm not, I'm just saying, it's different. So when I wanted to pay for my dress, I had to work, y'all. I'm talking about, I would go from party to party, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, party to party, meeting to meeting. I remember one time somebody came to my house and saw my calendar, and she told Breon, like, oh my God, do she really do all this? Yeah, she really does. So you say you want it in 2022, your work should show it. Your work should show it. If your calendar, like Stephanie said, it should show it. Your calendar will give you some relief. Write down a list of all the things that you need to get done. What's too overwhelming? You still need to get them done, overwhelming or not. They still need to get done. It ain't less overwhelming just because you ain't wrote it down. Now it just ain't getting done, and you a hot mess. Write it down. especially parents. Well, I have to write down all the stuff that I need to take. I got to email this this teacher, to take this up there, go to the bank, like it's all these different things. Groceries. I start thank God for Instacart, because I can start my grocery list earlier. You know what I'm saying? And start piling it in. Get it together so that you can just go and get it, because it's time to go and get it. So go and get it.
It's time to go and get it. That is so good, because a lot of the times we know exactly what to do. All of the times we know exactly what to do. The juice is here. You guys hear things over and over again. I get on calls and I'm like, oh, we already know that. Like, we've already 10 steps ahead. But it never looks like that because we never execute. And so it's the execution, it's the applied knowledge, it's actually doing the things, it's actually walking by faith, and putting in that action that is actually going to get you where it is that you desire to go. And so when Rachel asked that where your fruit question, that was one of the questions that she asked me that really gave me a kick in the caboose, especially when it came to my relationship with God, because I'm sitting here talking about, how I'm fasting, how I'm in the word. And she looking at my life and she like, well, where your fruit? Like, not even my business, but just looking at my life, like, where's the fruit? And so the fruit is always your fruit is always going to really show what's actually going on, and show what's actually in you and what you're actually doing. You're always going to see it in the fruit or lack thereof. And so yeah, it's doing the things, not knowing what to do, but doing what you know to do. It's not enough just to know. You actually have to put the action in behind it. And we say this all the time, like, you're going to say what you say, but your actions are always going to speak louder than your words. And it's the action that we're looking at. And things are going to be more exclusive moving forward for those who are actually putting in the action and doing the things that they're supposed to be doing, and doing them consistently. Because sitting here and doing them for sitting here and doing them for one day a week is not going to get you to where you desire to go. I remember I used to come to Monday Meetup, and I used to come to Monday Meetup specifically because I knew that I was going to do 100 messages at Monday Meetup if I didn't do anything else. But that wasn't getting me where I truly desired to go. That wasn't going to get me to diamond. That wasn't going to get me to double, only sending messages at Monday Meetup. So it's the consistency in doing the things, not only just doing them, but doing them consistently, and doing them with expectation. So
it's the double-mindedness. And if y'all haven't watched, you just go to Bishop Tubman, go watch that. He talks about being on the fence. And I always tell people on the fence, they crotch hurt. And so at the end of the day, like, pick a side and decide to give your business all that you can give it. Not all that Brittany can give it, not all that Robin can give it, like all that you can personally give to your business, and decide what you really want. Like, if you're saying this business, I am in, it works. This is what the clarity of your why. Why are you here? If you, for example, me, very specific, I am here to pay my son's tuition, period. So I am going to let go of school, which was what was paying his tuition. And I am utilizing this business just to pay his tuition. So if you're saying I want to cover my rent, but your job covers your rent, then it's like, well, it would be nice if this will cover my rent. So you need a matter of fact reason, like you do. And then you can calculate it. Okay, I brought in this much. Okay, so far this volume will pay for this. You know what I'm saying? And track it and get yourself forward to where it is that you desire to go. But what you're saying, a lot of what y'all saying, it would be nice. And that it would be nice will not cut it. It will be not, it worse than pay all my bills until I needed to pay all my bills. And consistently. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. It didn't. So it would be nice would be different. Like, for example, Miss Yania, you want to buy the land? Go inquire about the land. And figure out what that down payment is, and then start working towards it. You have to make concrete values or concrete goals, because it would be nice, ain't gonna cut it here. It's just not. It just the way the climate of this world, people ain't doing it would be nice. They not. It's too difficult mentally. They not doing it would be nice. And so if you, like I told Brittany, you going to Jamaica, all right, call the person and figure out the price and figure out your down payment and then put a date on the down payment. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be nice is not gonna work. So let go of it would be nice and let's start moving towards some concrete whys. And then also when people are joining, the same thing. They ain't joining for it would be nice. They have they have a something in their life is missing. Okay. So what is that area of their life that right now, every month, y'all, Rachel, I get a disconnection notice and I have to call for assistance. Okay, that is what we're going to focus on first. How much money is that? 150. All right, bump. But form one, let's get that over with. Okay, cash, let's get that over with. You know, depending on how much they're really willing to share. And so you need concrete whys moving forward, because if not, it would be nice. It's just not going to cut it.
That is so good. Concrete wise, because it would be nice, ain't gonna cut it. So concrete wise, get your why concrete, and then every distributor that's on your squad that is showing up, get a concrete why, help them explore their concrete why so that we can start working towards actual things and have actual goals and actual aim. Because when you don't have a target, you just shooting blanks. Don't know where you're don't even know what you're targeting and what you're trying to hit. So you just shooting everywhere and doing everything until you're doing nothing. So let's go ahead and get these concrete whys so we can start moving forward. So I'm gonna go ahead and pray us out, and we're gonna have a great week, and we're gonna get some wins and get some e-sweet action from all of this showing up and messages that we're sending. So dear Heavenly Father, we just come to you with so much thanksgiving, so much adoration, so much gratefulness for just who you are and what you've done for us so far, and just allowing us to walk in your power, and giving us that power to walk with our heads held high and just walk boldly in what it is that you've called us to do. We just ask that you bless everyone that showed up this morning. We just cast down any spirit of fear, any spirit of double-mindedness and confusion. We just ask that you allow us to see the vision that you have for us crystal clear. Allow us to see what you've actually called us to do here, and really just download that purpose that you've created us for in our hearts, so that we can truly walk and press towards the mark that you called for us to walk in. I just ask that you allowed our seeds to fall on fertile soil, and just truly give us that tap and that fire to really just allow our fire to burn, just burn so much for what it is that you desire for us to do. Allow us to truly see this as the blessing that it is. Allow us to walk in this mightiness that you've called us to. I just ask that you give us peace, that you, man, just give us clarity on what it is that you desire for us to do. It's in your son Jesus' name that we pray. It's everything that we do is to glorify your name and to magnify your kingdom. And we just love you and we adore you. And so we just pray in your son Jesus' name. Amen. All right, guys. See y'all later. Have a great week.